Very soon you'll hear the bell ring, and then it's circle time. Did you hear those songs I was humming? Did you see that little bit of my hat coming in? Or maybe you didn't even know it was a hat. That's my hat coming in. Did you see a little bit of white curly hair? It's because I'm here to tell you, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, everybody. It's me, Miss Kristen. Merry Christmas. April Fools. It's not Christmas, is it? It's not Christmas. It's April 1st, and that's a day that is sometimes called April Fools. And some of you were here yesterday. So that's why I was wearing this, and I was putting on that pretend Santa or Saint Nick. Or Papa Noel. I was putting this on because it's like a dress-up thing. I could put it on and take it off. It's very itchy. And it broke one time at preschool, so we taped it together. But I put it on to pretend that I was dressing up to pretend about Christmas. So I put on my hat, and I had to dig around in a box to find it because it's not Christmas time. So I put it away, but I found it for today. Some of you yesterday were here, or you watched a movie about yesterday where I said it was the last day of March. Yesterday was the last day of March. And I'm pointing with a green finger. I'll tell you about that in a second. I'm pointing to the wall in front of me because that's where the calendar used to be. And yesterday I said I might move the calendar, and I did. So I'm going to tip this up. Tip, 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 tip. Do you see it up there? That's where it is now. I have a better picture to show you about that. Better meaning easier for you to see and for us to talk about. So this is our calendar for April. And the April for today, this one right here, that's a glue bottle that's hiding the number 1. So we'll find out about that glue. There was going to be a glue thing about today, I guess. And then we've got other things coming up. We've got Palm Sunday is coming up. We've got Easter coming up. We've got Earth Day coming up. And when you see, oh boy, I'm getting super close. But when you see that marker on some of these, There's another marker. There's another marker. And down there is another marker. When you see these markers on the calendar, that means I'm going to use a marker to do something to the calendar, and you'll be able to do it. Try it at home too. It doesn't have to be on the calendar. It could be on anything, or you'll get to watch it. So I'm going to put this picture on our on the computer, like a picture, so you can see it anytime. But that's what today is about. The first day of April, April Fools, and I've got a list of things that I want to make sure you know about. So since it's April Fools, and I said, okay, Merry Christmas, April Fools, so I can take this hat off because it's not really Christmas. And I'll just go ahead and put on my Thanksgiving turkey hat. That makes sense, right? April Fools, it's not Thanksgiving, gobble, gobble, gobble. But that might remind you of 4 fingers up. 4 little feathers on my back. I gobble, gobble, gobble. I gobble, gobble, gobble. I gobble, gobble, gobble. And then I take a nap. But it's not Thanksgiving. I'll take that off. I know what I could do. I could go ahead, pause the movie, and go put on my shirt. Does that make sense? My jack-o'-lantern shirt? No, it is not October. It's not December. It's not November. It's not October. It's March. And I found these. So it's not March. We finished March. There was my next mistake of the day. Though it's not a bad thing when you make mistakes. It just means that somehow your mind and your body, or your mind and your mouth, didn't work together the way you thought they would, or the way you wanted them to. So you just try again. So yesterday it was still March. Today is April. And then it will be May, and then it will be June, and then it will be July, and then it will be August, and then it will be September, and then it will be October, and then it will be November, and then it will be December, and then we'll start all over again, and it'll be January, and then it will be February, and then it will be March again, and then it'll be April again in a year. So we're going to be doing some things today that might still stay kind of funny and might help you understand a little bit about April Fool's Day. About jokes and funny things. Some people call them tricks. Some people call them pranks. So trick is a word maybe you've heard. Uh-oh, don't touch my eye with my finger. But Chris, if I've got an itch, this is what I'm going to try to practice doing. To practice that plan of not touching my face with my hands. So I'm going to rub it with my arm, and it does not work as well, but it is a safety plan I'm wanting to follow. Trick is the word you might have heard about. Prank, P-R-A-N-K, prank is another word. Joke is another word. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit today. And one of the things I want to do first is read you the book about the little kitten who is out with her first full moon experience. And then that she thinks, and she also wants a bowl of milk, and she thinks that the moon is a bowl of milk. So she's having kind of a tricky experience. Like, she thinks it's a bowl of milk, but it isn't a bowl of milk, it's the moon. So I'm going to read that to you, but I'm also going to get some coffee first. I have my blue coffee cup today because that's our new color of the month is blue. So whenever you see blue, you could be like, oh yeah, blue. But, my coffee is not very, it's kind of darker brown, and I like to put a little cream in it. So I'm just going to get my cream. I'm going to put some cream in my coffee. Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, I really like that. It's so good. It's so good. What in the world is happening? I am liking this. So sorry, are you bored watching me put this in my coffee? I'm just sorry. I'm taking just a little moment to give myself some coffee that's a little more white. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's good. April Fools. It's not glue. It's white like glue, and it's liquidy like glue. But that is safe cream, half and half, for my coffee. I do this a lot when it's April Fool's. So I have this glue container, and I used all the glue. I used it all up. So then I took this glue container into my kitchen, and I took off the lid, the big lid, not just this one, the big lid. I took off the whole big lid, and then I dumped out, well, I didn't even have to dump it out because it was already empty, but I put water in here and let it soak. And then I put soap in there and I let it soak. And then I closed it up nice and tight, and I put my finger over it and I shook it to get all the glue out. And then I poured the milk in here, the cream, the half and half in here, and I put the lid on, put this in the fridge. And that way I could do an April Fool's joke. So that's what was the first joke for you. Happy April Fool's Day. Now let's read about Kitty. This little kitty cat. I'm going to go this way so I can show it to you better. This is the book, and you can read on the side of it that it's called on the spine of the book. This side part is called the spine of the book. Like the spine on your back that has the bumpy bones down your back. This book has a spine, and it's called Kitten's First Full Moon. There's the title page. Actually, I could say title pages because there are two of them. Kitten's First Full Moon. It was Kitten's first full moon, and when she saw it, she thought, oh, there's a little bowl of milk in the sky. And she wanted it. So she closed her eyes and stretched her neck and opened her mouth and licked. But Kitten only ended up with a bug on her tongue. Poor Kitten. Oh. Still, way up in the sky, there was a little bowl of milk just waiting. You friends, think about it. Do you think that is a bowl of milk in the sky? So Kitten pulled herself together and wiggled her bottom and sprang from the top step of the porch. But Kitten only tumbled, bumping her nose and banging her ear and pinching her tail. Poor Kitten. You can see the illustrator has drawn some little eyebrow shapes going down, and her eyes are closed and squiggly, kind of like she might be going like when she fell. And still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So she chased it down the sidewalk, through the garden, past the field, and by the pond, but Kitten never seemed to get closer. Poor Kitten. Look at her expressions change where you can see them. We can't see her face there, but we can here, and here, and here, and then look here. Poor Kitten. And still, there was the little bowl of milk just waiting. So she ran to the tallest tree she could find, and she climbed and climbed and climbed to the very top. But Kitten couldn't reach the bowl of milk, and now she was scared. Poor Kitten. What could she do? What could she do? What could a kitten do if they were caught in the tree, stuck up there? if she was up in the tree, she climbed and climbed and climbed to the very top, and then she was up there and scared, what could she do? Let's see what this book has her do next. She looked, and then in the pond, Kitten saw another bowl of milk, and it was bigger. What a night! Okay, friends, is that another bowl of milk? What do you think it is? So, she raced down the tree all by herself and raced through the grass and raced to the edge of the pond, and she leaped with all her might. Poor Kitten. She was wet and sad and tired and hungry. So she went back home. And there, on the porch, was a great big bowl of milk, just waiting for her. And that's the end. So she got her milk. But did she ever get that milk from the sky? That was the moon. It never was milk in the sky. It was always the moon. And in that water, where she thought it was a big bowl of milk waiting, I'm flipping through to find that picture for you. After she was in the tree, before she went home, that, some of you already know, that was just the pond. There wasn't milk in that pond. That is the pond, and that thing that she thought was milk was the reflection from the moon in the sky. You see the moon in the sky over the kitten in the picture? Well, it's shining down like a reflection. So Kitten, I'm so glad she got milk. I want to tell you what I think would have been not safe. And I would say it would have been a mean behavior. So this is the difference between a funny joke and a mean joke. If I was doing a mean joke, I could have told Kitten, Kitten, yeah, that is milk in the sky. You should jump to try to get it. Try to jump to get it. And if she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it is milk in the sky. Go get it. And then that meant she fell down. That is not a safe joke. To me, that is not a safe joke. When I did my coffee and my glue joke, which I'll do again right now. I poured in my coffee. My coffee is getting a lot of cream in it now. If I kept telling you that this was glue, so if you were here with me and you were like, Miss Kristen, is that really glue? If I said yes, then right away I'm lying. And it's not a safe joke anymore. So I don't lie about it. I keep telling you the truth. Watch. We'll play it out. So I'll put it in here, put it in there. And then someone says to me, Miss Kristen, is that really glue? Right away I'll say, April Fools, it's milk. If I say, yeah, that's right away turned into a lie. So the practice for everybody is, how do we joke without telling lies? So I have got another thing to show you. But first I got kind of hungry because Kitty Cat in that book, Little Kitten, when she got her milk, that's because that's her food that she loves to eat. And I was drinking like she was drinking, but now I'm kind of hungry. So I'm going to just See if I can find some here. Open this container up. And, I'm so hungry. April Fools! I am not eating Play-Doh. That's a fruit snack. I put it in there. Here's what I did. I had a Play-Doh container with yellow on the top, and there was yellow Play-Doh in there. But I took out the yellow Play-Doh, and this got wiped out, and then I put fruit snacks in there, and I closed the lid. So then when I was like, to you, I was like, I'm so hungry. I think I'm going to just have a little snack. So I opened that up, and then I just started eating it, and I was acting like it was Play-Doh, right? So good. It's soft and chewy and kind of has a good smell. And then I could say April Fools. If you were here, or if someone from my house said to me, Mom, are you really eating Play-Doh? If I said yes, that's a lie. You got to stop before the lie. So if they said, are you really eating Play-Doh? I'd be like, I'm just eating a snack. I'm just eating a snack. And then I can say, April Fools. So it just stays a joke. And it doesn't get dangerous for lying. And it doesn't get confusing. And there's not going to be getting in trouble about lying or having trouble about it. So that is my lesson. And it's a tricky one. Because if you like to be a jokey, funny kid or grown up, you've really got to learn how to do it in the way of maintaining your integrity, being honest, and still being funny. I can help you with that if you ever need some help with that. So that was my joke about this. Okay, kiddos, do you remember what shirt I held up a little bit ago? And I was joking and I was like, oh, maybe I should go put that shirt on. Because first I had on a Santa hat, then I had on a turkey hat, and then I held up a shirt and I said, I'll just go put on my jack-o'-lantern shirt. I don't even know where oh, it's still in my lap. This one. Jack-o'-lantern shirt. And then I was like, April Fools, it's not really October. But that does make me think, would you enjoy, you can look from the top of your screen down. I'm going to bring up a picture card down this time. You look at it and decide when you think you know what this is about. This is a song and poem. Oh, you might be getting a clue. You might already know. I will just tell you now that even though those might look like apples to you, I am not pretending they're apples. Remember that when you are the artist, you get to pick whatever it is. And if someone says, it doesn't look like that, that isn't theirs to decide. You are the artist. So you can decide what it is. So I'm telling you, even though those maybe those do look like apples, they are not supposed to be apples. They're another round thing that grows outside. That color is supposed to be orange. There are 5 of them. Those brown lines, I bet you know already. You might even be yelling it from home already, what you know that is. Those brown lines, these parts, do you know what those parts are supposed to be? Oh, you might know, I bet you do. That's supposed to be part of a fence. That's supposed to be a gate. And these are supposed to be 5 little pumpkins singing on the gate. I wonder if I can make this stay. Miss Kristen, do you have your tape nearby? No, you don't. And you don't have real glue either because that wasn't real glue. So I'm not going to put milk on there. But look, I'll just kind of poke that up there. Hey, look at that. It worked. So I'll leave that up there so I can use my fingers with you. After I tell you why my fingers are green. When I was changing that calendar up there, some of those look kind of greenish, but they're actually 2 different shades of blue. When the calendar had the March sign at the top, all of those letters were colored green. And so this morning when I was cleaning them off, I got it on my finger, and here's the thing. These markers are supposed to be washable. And some of your families know all about that, especially from my preschool. It's supposed to be washable. I've even washed my hands 2 or 3 times. So that's why my fingers will be green, but they'll wash off eventually. So you get to look at my green fingers, and you can look at those pumpkins over my head and think about when it was October. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Those are the months of the year. When it was October in my town, the leaves were changing colors on the trees, and lots of the leaves were falling down, and the grass was starting to turn from greenish down to kind of a golden brownish. It was autumn. It was fall. And now it's spring. So that was 2 seasons ago. Because in the middle we had winter. So it's a long time ago. So see if you can remember when we did 5 little pumpkins sitting on the gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." You could pretend to point to a watch. The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." If you heard that sound, that was my hands on my legs running fast. The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Spooky part. Ooh, went the wind and out went the lights. You can close your eyes if you want it to be darker. And the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Out of sight means that for people whose eyes work for seeing, for sight, then if something is out of sight, that means you can't see it anymore, even though you saw it a moment ago. Suddenly it's out of sight. It's hiding. It's somewhere else. We'll do it again. I'd like to let you know that when someone says, "There are witches in the air," that's after, we talked about that being after they read a book about Halloween or something, and then they were pretending that. And then the person who says, "We don't care," it's not mean like, "I don't care about what you're saying." It's not that energy. It's like, we don't care. We know that's make-believe, but we're just still going to go have fun. That's what that means. And then run and run and run. They were doing that together. So you could think about those 5 little pumpkins. They're like little friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 little pumpkins sitting on the gate. Here we go. Get your hands open first. Big, 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 big. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. Big, 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 big. Wide, wide, wider, 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 wider. Harder, 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 harder. And squeeze, 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 squeeze. 5 little pumpkins sitting on the gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." Spooky part. Spooky is like a combination of funny and scary. Ooh, went the wind and out went the lights. Get ready to roll. And the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. I just hid my hands behind my back so my hands are out of sight. Okay, sweetie pies, I'm going to show you one more thing before our goodbye poem. There is a movie that's not going to be connected to this one. It's a separate movie, a separate video that I'm going to post because I've got something with this for you on there. I don't know if you know what this is or not. So anyway, I'll tell you in that other movie. And if you think you know, if you have a prediction or a hypothesis about what this is and what I'm going to do with it, you can check your information by watching the video. and let me know. And if you have Play-Doh at your house, any kind of Play-Doh or clay, there's something you could do with me when we watch that movie. If you don't have any, you can watch me do it and imagine that you have some. I've had a really wonderful April Fool's Day with you. I think I should probably put on my Santa hat, and maybe I'll pretend I'm wearing this shirt. Well, maybe I should do them all. Probably. It's April Fool's Day. The day to be as silly as you want. So I'm going to do this, but not with the lying or the mean stuff. Okay, I'll do that. Oh, boy, Miss Krista. Okay, I got a turkey hat. I got a Christmas hat. I got a jack-o'-lantern shirt. I got glue bottle with milk in it that I can drink. I got Play-Doh fruit snacks that I can eat. I'm going to put some more fruit snacks in there real quick. See, that's what I did. I just put them in there before. And so now I'm going to take a bite of this. Is it really Play-Doh? No, and I'm not going to lie about it either. Take a drink. Is it really glue? No, I'm not going to lie about it. It's half and half. It's April Fool's. Finger up. Hand out. I've liked being with you today, friends. It's been really sweet to be together. Here we go. Round and round the circle we did roam. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home again. Round and round the circle we did roam. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home. At preschool, sometimes we do it as loud as we can, but I'm not going to have that be the plan for today, because I remember that some of your families have, and some of your houses have grown-ups and big kids who have to do their work at home, and their work is not playing, and their work needs it to be quiet. So let's be all the way quiet with a whisper. I'll get closer so you can hear me. Round and round the classroom we did roam. Oh, sorry. Stop that one. I said classroom because I'm used to it. That was my next mistake. We're going to say round and round the circle. Okay, let's start over. Round and round the circle we did roam. 1 step, 2 step, now we stay home. Last one will be mouthing the words. That means no sound. No sound. You move your mouth like you're talking, but you don't let any sound come out, not even a whisper. And that is really sneaky. That's kind of like April Fool's thing all the time. Like, it looks like you're talking, but you're not. April Fool's. Okay, here we go. Your families might be so surprised if you're so quiet doing this. Finger up, hand out. Sweethearts, thanks for being here for April Fool's. I will not be wearing these things tomorrow. It is not April Fool's Day tomorrow. Have a good day. Thank you for coming to Circle Time. Bye.